Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Torreyes Arts. And as I promised before, here is my second video of my accordion sketchbook illustration that I started last month. And on the first part of the video that I posted on my channel, you saw that I started doing the process of inking the first page. As you can see on this fast forward video of me doing the process of inking, you see the left side of the page is already done. Now I'm continuing doing the second page, which you can see right there that I'm working on. And on this video, I'm using three pens, 005, 01, and 02, which is from Micron pens, the pens that I showed you before in the video. Also, I'm using the same technique of inking, and you're gonna see that I'm using also like hatching technique, using some elements of art, like using the zigzag lines, straight lines, and shorts. And you're going to see on this video how also I am switching from pen to pen, so you can see how background, middle ground, and foreground, everything working, trying to unify all those lines together to make a more country-like feeling video. And also, you're gonna see that I made a change on the page. As if you notice on the last video, I had two towers drawn on the right side page of this video, on the last video, sorry. Also, the reason why I deleted those towers is because it didn't quite not fit into it. It was the first thing that popped in my head, so I drew it in there. But the way to resolve that issue is that I erased it and I added those two trees that you see on the right side of the page. So I'm gonna let you enjoy the video, and I'll be back with you shortly. As you can see so far of the video, you can see that I'm now switching. Like I mentioned, you're going to be seeing me switching from pen to pen. Now I'm doing a little bit more close-up so you can see what I'm doing right now. And if you can see on this bushes, I'm started to apply a little bit more of a hatching technique on a little more diagonal lines. And you can see I'm trying to maintain consistency of how am I using the pen without overdoing too much. Again, the video is in fast forward, so in those processes a little bit more slow. I could have used an inking technique using a brush in my inking, but I didn't want to do it because I end up doing, overlapping everything or overdoing all those lines, and it will not be working the way I wanted to. So I kept myself using the pens all over the drawings. As you can see, here I'm switching to another pen, and I'm doing a little bit more thicker lines on the trunk of the tree to match the one on the left side of the page. and then I switched to a thinner one. I think that's the 05 or 01. As you can see, I'm using the 01 to make a little bit more even, like mid-size lines, to maintain the background a little bit more closer, and maintain the distance in the space between those drawings and the lines. And you can see I'm still applying a hatching technique in all those areas between the trees, the sky, the clouds, that everything I can maintain in this in the distance. As you can see so far, what I've been doing is maintaining, those lines steady, as I said before, and trying to keep the details as minimum as possible. One of the things I learned from my teachers is they told me less is more, and that's because it's more, it's better. So I'm trying to maintain, the grass as minimum as possible, not to overdo the lines, not to cramp everything in one side of the page. As you can see, I'm doing again hatching to simulate the shadows. It all depends where the light is coming from. So obviously you have the sky, and then all the areas of shadows and lights is going to start breaking in. That's pretty much just what I've been doing so far. And then now you see me working with the sky. Try not to, I always, when I'm drawing, I overdo the skies, and this time I just wanted to have like a very simple blank shapes of the sky. Right here you can see the cloud. What I'm doing, just maintaining those line thins, not to be like catching more the attention than the rest of the illustration. I tried to keep everything balanced, not to call too much the attention of everything. Again, remember, this sketch is very long, and I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. Now you can see that I'm working with the tree in the back, applying those lines, and to maintain everything in balance. So this is how it's going on so far. So as you can see that I'm trying to put a little bit more of a wiggle lines to create more texture in the trees, and also maintain the hatching between the bottom of the tree and the leaves. Everything that I've been going so far on this, again, balance is important to maintain your artwork interesting. You know, you want to have the people's eyes looking toward what you're doing, and you want that imagination going to, you know, like you're in a place, you want to feel calm, you want to be in a place that looks comfortable, you want to be in a place that you want to have a camping place, you know, when you go to the woods, you see these sceneries where it's so calming and so nice and bright. I'm trying to achieve that in these drawings right here as I'm going through the inking process. As you can see so far, that is as much as I'm done. Here I am now doing some details to the part of the fence that's part of the drawing. Almost at the end of the drawing, remember that the last page is like a small cabin or house at the end of the page. And again, me going back and forth to keep my lines balanced and make sure that the background is different than the foreground, and then the foreground from the middle ground, to keep everything in place. I don't want it to cramp the lines the same as the others, so that's why I've been using two different pens, and it's suggested to do it all the time. So when you're using pens like this, maintain as many pens as you can, from 0.05 to 0.8, and a brush pen, because you want to maintain your drawings balanced and interesting. So here I am right now spreading up the page, as you can see, trying to maintain everything even, everything that matches. I don't want to see my drawing like one side has more details than the other side, because that will break the composition. It will break it. So that's the goal, is not to break it. The goal is to maintain everything the same. As you can see, putting a little bit of close up, and you guys can see how the details goes as it goes. So I hope you like the video. I'll be working on part 3 in a few weeks as I can. I'm a teacher, so duty calls. If you like this video, please subscribe. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like, what things you think I should change, what thing I should add to this. And if you have any questions, you can leave the comments below, and I'll answer as soon as possible. I'll leave the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening, have a good day, have a nice week.